How's it going? This is Fox back again. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we have a real treat for you today. I have just downloaded the beta version of a new plugin by Hive called Hive. I don't know what they're selling this as, but it's as close as can damn it be Sylenth, but better. This is going to be the Sylenth killer. I don't care what anybody says. I've been using Sylenth for years. Everything I love about Sylenth this has got, and everything I wish Sylenth had, this has got as well. I'll just do a brief talk through of what we got, bit by bit, best I can, and then I'm going to go ahead and make a nice evolving pluck just to show you the power that this thing has got. Right, it's real straightforward. On the left hand side you have an oscillator, a filter, an LFO, an amp mod, and another mod destination. On the right hand side you have the same. The controls you got within the oscillators are you can choose a waveform between sine, saw, triangle pulse, square half, which is like a mid pulse, and a narrow, which is a Q pulse in Sylenth. You got unison, you can choose 16 voices of unison rather than 8 in Sylenth. You have then got control of octave and semitone, same as Sylenth. Trigger, this is the phase in Sylenth. It goes from random, where it starts at a different point every time, which is that nice super sorry sound. It goes to reset, which gives a nice constant start every time a note is triggered. Vibrato gives a tiny little bit of pitch modulation. Detune, when you've got unison, detunes the voices. Obviously the volume. This is the width, you can make it mono or wide. The pan you got control over as well. Each oscillator has an individual sub-oscillator. The controls for this are a bit more limited. You've got a semitone control and a volume, same waveforms. You can still detune this just by having it really a little bit down, like 0.20. Either way it detunes it, makes it sound even wider. The routing is really intuitive. You can have all of the oscillators routed into one filter by clicking these buttons here, or you can have them both routed to both filters, or vice versa. You can have the oscillators split going into individual filters. It's really easy to get to grips with. The LFOs are real straightforward as well. You've got all the basic waveforms that you're going to want: sine, triangle, saw up, saw down, square, high, low, square, low, high, random and hold, which is sample and hold, and random and glide, which sort of glides between the random settings. The envelopes are absolutely awesome. So I've only been playing with it for 20 minutes. They are really, really snappy, really, really cool to use. The main thing what's going to set this apart from Sylenth that everybody is going to love is that everything is modulatable. I mean, everything. I mean, anything, any control that you can see, you can modulate with either, well, look, I'll show you the destinations. You've got the amp 1, the amp 2, which is 2 envelopes, 2 LFOs. You've got 4 envelopes, 2 FLOs. Sequence gate, which means you can use the ARP sequencer as a modulator, so you can set the different steps and values and stuff. I haven't really looked into this yet. I'll take it, you click it on the modulator. You can record the steps in, like if you're using it as an arpeggiator, you can record the steps in what you want one by one and then adjust the values afterwards. Other modulation sources we have are the vibrato LFO, which is almost like another LFO, which is just a little one down here. And then you've got all the expressions from a keyboard. You've got breath, expression, gate, key follow, mod wheel, pitch wheel, pressure, which is aftertouch, and velocity. This alternate and random and constant and neat. These just random, alternate, goes definite on or off if you choose a value. Like say I assigned it to a filter cutoff and had it on full, and then in the mod box dialed it to 0, it would alternate on or off. You can get some real neat tricks with that. Random, it fluctuates between values over the destinations that you set, and a constant, I'm not too sure about that. As always, I've just jumped in. I haven't really I haven't read the manual at all. I've just jumped in and started to use it, and it really is amazing. Another thing, all the parameters for the effects can be modulated. I'm a massive fan of this. One of my favourite synths, which is really underrated, is Synthmaster. I'll do a link in the description to the Synthmaster's website where you can buy it. That has the most modulation destinations you could ever imagine. Everything in Synthmaster can be modulated and then again modulated by something else. So like in this, you can use an envelope to control the delay amount. You can use an LFO to control the reverb wet amount. I mean, we'll get into it later on when I start making this pluck. And also it has three separate engines you can choose from. Now I'll just play this little pluck sequence and click between them so you can hear it quickly. That's normal. Dirty, it's more of a driven sound. Clean tends to, I don't know really what it does, whether it puts a, I don't know, it's like a real tight, it sounds like it's got a real tight EQ on it to me, cutting off the real high aspects and the real lows, just to make everything sort of sit nice and middling and dead centre. But yeah, you wait to see what we can do with this. So I'm going to use this little pluck sequence now and just make a pluck real quick for you, just so you can see what we can do with it. Just by the power of being able to modulate effects, you can do some brilliant things. So I'm going to get going. So I'm going to give it 16 voices unison on a saw wave. At the minute we've only got oscillator 1 playing through filter 1. We'll set this to a low pass 12 filter and cut off wide open, so everything's going straight through the filter. So 1 oscillator, 16 voices unison. Detune it. Set this to random. Set the sub oscillator to a sawtooth wave. Click that so it comes in. Turn the volume up. We'll bring oscillator 2 in now, we'll click that on. Same again, 16 voices unison. Pull this an octave down. Use a narrow pulse for sub 2, click that in. You can hear how snappy them envelopes are. This is just on the amp envelope. Okay, we're going to bring some mod envelope in now to get that real plucky sort of feel. So I'm going to pull the filter cutoff down to 0. You're going to hear nothing. And mod 1 already has a destination set up for the filter. These controls here are already linked to this filter above it. So mod envelope from 1, we want this envelope to open the filter up. Now we're going to be able to control that with the decay. Keep it there for the minute on a nice constant pluck. I'm going to start setting some modulation up as we go along so you can see the sort of control we're going to have. I'm going to use the mod wheel as the main modulation source. You've got control over the mod wheel here. These mod destinations are just like Sylenth. You choose the source and in these boxes you choose what you want it to affect. So I want the mod wheel to affect the decay and it's drag and drop. So click on it, drag it. I want it to affect the decay so we can open the decay up with the mod wheel. You'll see what effect that has now. So yeah, we're getting going now, some basic modulation. We're going to bring in a reverb. So these are all your effects, it's real straightforward. You can adjust the order of the effects just by dragging them and moving them about. At the minute I want the reverb to be first, I'm going to change it around in a minute. The effects for the reverb are here, so we'll click it, turn it on. I'm going to use the mod wheel to control this coming in as well, so drag destination reverb mix, put it quite far away around, so as we bring this mod wheel in, it opens the decay up, the reverb's going to increase. Probably a little too much, we'll just back that off. I'm going to put a compressor on straight away. This box here, choose it compressor. I always do a compressor after a reverb or a delay. I normally do it in lane inside the door. It just helps accentuate any part of, it just helps accentuate the reverb and the delay. But this compressor in here is brilliant. I can't stress how good these effects are. They are easily better than the ones you get inside Sylenth, which this synth is going to be compared to a lot. So yeah, I want a quite snappy attack. Quite a snappy release. I'm just going to push the amount up till we hear it start boosting the highs. So yeah, at the minute, as I say, there will be virtually hardly any reverb until we start pushing the mod wheel in. As we open the decay on this mod envelope, it's going to increase the amount of reverb. We're going to put a delay on this as well. I'm going to change these around now. I want the delay before the reverb. Push the delay to the top. I want to do this the opposite. I normally do this with my virus. I'll have the delay so you can hear it when it's plucky, and then as we open the mod wheel up and open the decay up, I'm going to decrease the amount of delay that you hear as the reverb washes in. So I'll set the delay up how I want it first. One over 8, 1 over 4. Ping pong's on. I don't know what pong ping is. I take it's the other way. Stereos both at the same time. Ping pong's best in my eyes. So yeah, I'm going to use mod wheel again. This time, drag and drop it to the mix for the delay, and then drag it down negative. So as we open the mod wheel, the delay is going to decrease as the reverb increases. You'll hear that. Just play around with the different engines now. This dirty one is really good. Even for something like trance, you think the clean or the normal would be better, but the dirty, it tends to accentuate any of the ping pongs and the reverbs you got. So this is a clean, normal, and dirty. Dirty's like a magic button. It's fucking awesome. We can do other stuff as well. We can bring the chorus in as well. This is not going to affect it. We're going to change the chorus. This is exactly the same as the chorus, well, without so many controls, as in Diva. This ensemble is massive, powerful. If we turn the rate down, we're going to set the mod wheel again to increase this as the reverb comes in. Quite a way around. Can't believe how good this thing is. So yeah, and that's all just going through one filter at the minute. You could then have the signal coming into another filter, and you can drive the filters with this. Can we drive the filter? Oh yeah, it's the input gain. This here. We might as well use that on the mod wheel as well. We are going to set another destination to the mod wheel. We're going to use this to increase the input gain as the mod wheel comes around. This drives the filter back into itself, which is going to accentuate with the chorus and the reverb. I didn't see that clipping. That's me, I'm a dope. I was doing massive style drag and drop. I was pushing it around there, but no wonder it was clipping. Try the chorus before the reverb. Let's open this up again. We're going to try a bit of distortion as well. The phaser I won't use. The EQ I will. Just click that, turn it on. I'm just going to boost the mids slightly. You got the frequency range and the gain for bass, mid and high. So just boost the mids. Distortion, I'm going to change to a corrode. This is like a bit crusher. You might think this is going to be a bit heavy, but we're going to modulate this as well with something. We're going to use mod envelope 1, which is this snappy filter envelope. Mod envelope 1 to control the corrode rate, and we're going to do it negative, so it snaps on and then snaps off quick. Put it on the mix as well. There you go. What a bit of kit. And thinking this is still in beta. I mean, when we go out of the effects section to this whip box, something's going on in here. They're going to put something in here. I mean, the ARP and sequence, you've got control over the ARP. The effects, you've got control over here. I don't know what's going to be in here, really. I can't think of what it could be. God knows. Whether you're going to be able to import your own waveforms in and do something, I do not know. I doubt it. They're selling this as quite a really low CPU bit of kit. You've got undo and redo triggers as well, which are real cool. You can save your presets. You can also save the presets for your ARPs. Once you, like, say if you play them in or save it or get a nice ARP going on, you can save your presets for that. What a bit of kit. Cannot wait for this to be released in its entirety. I ain't too sure when it is, but yeah, for now that is going to be it. So there'll be a link in the description to Synthmaster's webpage where you can download that, because that's an awesome synth. If you like the look of this, being able to modulate all these different parameters, Synthmaster can do it, and some. You've got unlimited modulation sources within Synthmaster. Yeah, I'll also do a link in the description to the Hive website where you can download this for free. They give you a free serial just to test it on the beta. Drop a kick in quick. a bit of kit. So there you have it, Sylenth Killer, Hive by Yuhi. Yeah, what can I say? Thanks for watching. As soon as I finish this now, I'm going to do one of my making a trance track using this. I'm just going to use this. I'm going to carry on from this pluck, I think. Save it. Just do what I do. So yeah, thanks for watching as always. Keep watching. As soon as I get this, there'll be loads of tutorials. This is suited to me a treat. Trance music is my thing. So yeah, thanks for watching. Cheers.